Hello everybody, Van Berman here, just bringing you something different today, obviously as it's on my secondary channel. We've actually got Top 11 Football Manager, which is, for whatever reason, authorised by Jose Mourinho. Obviously, once again, the Chelsea manager now, and he apparently has his own squad on here. Well, I think it's just someone who you can have friendly matches against, really. As you can see, yeah, he has an absolutely amazing team, as you would expect. I don't suppose he would actually play the game, but still. Anyway, so I'm going to walk you through what this is like. So just a bit of an overview. Basically, it is a Facebook game. You can also get it for your iPhone or Android as well, so you can play it on the go. And basically, I had this game before, but if you leave it for a certain amount of time without activity, then obviously it gets deleted. So yeah, so I recently downloaded it again. And the idea is it's quite similar in a sense to Soccer Manager, if anyone's ever played that one. And your basic idea is to go up the league table and to get promoted over and over again until you reach a level where people just spend huge amounts of their own money to win or to buy all the best players, and therefore makes it very difficult. So yeah, there's lots of customization in this, but everything, nearly everything, is paid for by these things, tokens. These are very, very important. Each bid on the market is a token. It works as a sort of eBay type system. And every bid you make, it goes up. The price goes up, and of course you lose a token. And you have to qualify for each round. So it basically just keeps going. If two people really want a player, it keeps going until the other one decides that they've lost enough tokens. Or normally what happens is it keeps going and going until one becomes too stubborn and just spends all his tokens on trying to get the player. As you can see at the minute, I'm 4th after 4 games, and this is mostly the overall screen. You do have a squad as well. You can change the formations and stuff, but I've tried to keep it. I've just kept it as whatever it was when I started, and then I've tried to add to it as I've gone along. I thought that was probably one of the best ways to do it. And then obviously next season, if I get promoted or not, then I will make changes to it from there. You can do all the things you'd expect, like automatic subs, captains, set piece takers, all that sort of stuff, which I haven't really got into yet. There is also a training screen, so you can train your players when they're not playing, although obviously it does lower their condition. So I've been interrupted now because there's a start of the match, so we're actually going to go and play that. This is why I decided to do it now, when there was actually a match on. And this is my 5th league match, playing away from home, and I'm against a guy who is can't remember where he is on the table. I think he's just below me, but yeah, he's been on a good run of form, which I was going to show you. Oh yeah, you do it by clicking on their badge. So they've not actually done that well, but they do have a slightly better overall team than me, and he is 10th. This guy. So there's the average quality. It's slightly higher, but there's not really too much between the two teams. So we just have to see how it plays out, of course. And you can obviously view all their different things and their trophies and stuff. So it plays very much like the old Championship Manager games, as in you get some text, the text comes up, and then you get a little animation up here when a goal is scored. Hopefully I'll win. If not, I don't know if that's my player shooting. Oh, it is, yep, okay. And so, as you can see now, I'm 1-0 up. I don't even know who that guy is. Oh, Hadril. I thought it said Radril. So I don't know who that is. Yeah. So, and no, it's 2-0. That's a bit bizarre. Not that I'm complaining, of course. You can also give orders through the match as well. I won't be doing that at the minute, obviously, unless someone gets injured. Then I'll have to make the substitution. By watching the matches, you get extra possession as well, which is obviously useful. But that's how the game's sort of weighted for its home advantage, is by whoever is at home. They get more, or they will have more possession. or a bonus possession, should I say, which obviously, you know, could make it a bit more difficult to win, I suppose. If you got more possession, generally you do better. And as you can see, they have just scored against me, which makes it 2-1. So quite a lot of goals so far. Don't be tricked into thinking there's just loads and loads of goals in this game. When I played it before, I did about 5 or 6 seasons, I think, and I had many games which were 0-0, so it does happen. I don't know whether there's more goals because you watch the game or not. I haven't really noticed a trend in that. And for whatever reason, the guy that is not the free kick specialist wasn't taking the free kicks. See, I think I just assumed that the game would put the specialist one with the have the specialist one taking it. And as you can see, it's now 3-2. So there's lots of goals already. And when I thought we were going to run away with the game, I think it might now be a lot closer than I first expected. Lame. It's not my guy, is it? Oh, no. Well, then that was my free kick taker taking it then. What's his name? Jokes? Was that it? Jokes? And so yeah, I haven't really obviously got into it too much. It's just been playing out itself, and I did watch the game yesterday. But one of the people who I'm Facebook friends with, he kept friendly matching me just to make my players tired just before my game with him, which was the first league game of the season. So he did win. He beat me, and he's actually top of the league now. So maybe I would have lost anyway. I honestly don't know, because the teams are quite well matched. Although a lot of the teams in this division are quite well matched as well. So don't get me wrong, there's going to be no massive celebration for me for this. Not in the first league anyway. Maybe later on. So there we go. Half time. It's 5-2. Don't normally say 5-2 at half time, but need to make sure we're definitely not being complacent. And I am going to go through the fitness, and it's my centre back, which is tired. And so the thing is, I don't really have many centre backs. I only have one backup centre back, which I've been trying to rectify, and morale has gone up and whoa, he's got virtually no morale. No, someone said that he's got none either. So, do I have a left player? He doesn't going to have any morale either. So yeah, obviously the morale does play a factor, and also the condition as well. But seeing as the only people who are tired are my centre backs, and I only have one backup, it's not going to be prudent of me to swap and change at the minute. Trying to think what else there is to say without, because obviously I'm not going to go off the game, off the match screen to show you the rest of it. But we're good. We're most of the way through it, really. I believe tomorrow there is cup matches as well, but they're done through the whole server. So at the minute I'm in the playoffs to get in. I won the qualifier. I don't know. I had a qualifier. Now I have a playoff to get. I just get into the cup, because you know, so many leagues and so many other good teams, which means basically there's just a point where even if you do get through, you're going to get smashed. So, but you get money for getting further in the cup. So, you know, as it should be. There is some incentive for me to do it. Just the problem is that it obviously takes the condition away from my players and makes them a bit tired for the league matches, because that's not quite as good. Some I should mention about the game is sometimes it can be a bit slow and jerky, especially on the browser, especially when you're doing other things as well. I don't know whether it's Internet Explorer, it might be better on other web browsers, I don't know. But it's not too bad on Android. I don't have an iPhone or an anything, so I can't just tell you if it's any good on that platform. But it does work rather well on Android. So, if the figures are to be believed as well, it's also had over 10 million downloads. So it is quite popular. If you don't already know about it, you may have heard about it before, I suppose. And yeah, the game is going as I expected it so far. Pretty much not to have many goals, unless to have a lot less goals in the second half than the first, because we just had so many. That's quite an interesting statistic that we have, which is only one save each, which isn't brilliant, I suppose. Well, I don't really understand how there's 10. I suppose it could be blocked, couldn't they, rather than saved? Although there isn't actually anything for block shots. I can't say really that goal difference is megally important on this. Or at least, I don't know. I'm going to say not really in the first division, but the thing is, when you do start, if you do play it every day, so if you do just log on to it just to do your training or whatever, or sort your team out, even if you don't watch the matches, you generally will do quite well for the first few divisions without any real effort. And obviously, I'll go for it later, but making sure you upgrade your stadium as well, which is quite important. The game, as I say, the game later on, not so much at the minute, but it does become a little bit of pay to win. But you can do various offers and stuff, and actually earn tokens through, I don't know, they have different things like watching a video, watching an advert that gives you 5 tokens, or what else did they have? Yeah, downloading or playing or doing a tutorial of a Facebook game, and getting about 5 or 6 tokens. So you don't get a lot, but if you do need a little bit more, then it can be very useful. And it looks like we should have scored again then, 7-2. But I'm not going to be greedy. I'll settle for 6-2. I probably should have made some changes at some point to help with the condition, but to be fair, I have trained the guys on the bench quite a bit today, so that's probably why that is why they are tired, should I say. And there we go, that's the end of the match. 90 minutes is done, and we have the victory. At the end of the match, if you do watch it, you also get a few bonus stuff, which is obviously just to try and make you actually watch the matches. I don't know if it's going to load, it's taking a while. As I don't know whether this is Internet Explorer or anything, but I don't have anything else running on the internet apart from Steam, but it's not actively taking a lot of resources. So let's go over to the rewards. Obviously there's no ticket income because I'm not at home. There is competition income, of course, and new fans, which I should have made a substitution. New fans is obviously through winning, you get more and you win at home, and yeah, it just means you fill up your stadium more effectively. If you make a substitution, you also get one. Is that fitness or morale? I don't know. I think that might be fitness. And these things are basically a load of rubbish, but you apply them to your players, and they gain about 10 to 15% of their fitness morale, or they lose a day off their injury if they're out for a long time. So they are quite useful, but they're also quite expensive to purchase through tokens as well. Through the ratings, we only had one guy that didn't play very well. He's a central midfielder, so I might have to drop him for the next game. I will take him out of the team actually after I've done this. And you can see the skill points here, but I will go through them in a second. And the man of the match always gets a skill point, I believe. I think that's right. I think that's right. I'm not sure. There is no overview because it's not working, so I'm not going to go through that. And here is the training screen. This is where you obviously increase your players' performance, and the only way to really show you what they do is to try and explain it. Okay, so here we have a guy, Jack Herod, a centre back, who has quality of 15, which is 4 stars. The 4th star is between 15 and 19. So when he goes up to 20, he gets another star. And the quality is determined by his attack, his defense, and his physical and mental attributes. So here we have a defense of 16.6. Well, an average defense of 6.6, an average attack of 15.6, and an average physical and mental stat of 16.6. Now if you add them all together, that gives you 47.8, and then if you divide that by 3, it gives you 15.9 through recurring. So I have 2 skill points. Now what it does is it increases a stat by 0.2. So I'm going to give him 2 on defense, just to make it a little bit easier. And that gives him now a 17 average stat for his defense. And as you can see, it's pushed the average up over 15 to 16, and that's how the quality is decided. So I just do that again. So I do 17 plus 15.6 plus 15.6. That gives you 48.2 divided by 3 gives you 16.0666 recurring, which is obviously 16, and that's where it comes from basically. So it can, if someone is just, so for example, if someone is just 14, like literally just on the 14 cusp, then it is going to take a lot of skill points to get them up to 15, which is understandable. And the main bits are obviously when they're on 14 or 19, because then of course when they go up the next one, they actually go up a whole star rating, which makes them look more impressive. So as you can see here, we got this guy is only 19, a free kick specialist, and he's rated 18, which is obviously extremely good for a very young player, and it does mean that he's worth a lot of money as well. You can choose to auto. I'm going to choose to auto assign these. That's generally what I do, unless I'm sort of unless there's a guy I particularly want to increase for whatever reason. Acro will need to come off, and I'm going to put this guy in instead. Yep, don't have anything more to say about that actually. So that's the training. I'm glad I actually got that so I could explain it to you. Yes, I do want to save changes. And then obviously these are my fixtures. So tomorrow I have the cup match and the league match. Both at home though, so that's nice. And so if we look at the league table, I'm actually top at the minute by 2 points, and that is literally only because I've played a game more. And that's the cheater. And he does have a better team than me actually. He's got the average quality of his is 14.5, and he's got just as much strength and depth as me, as well, probably more strength and depth than I do. But you know, I'm not sure whether he didn't have a stronger team at the start of the season, but it is definitely a lot stronger now. It also comes up with the matches which will take place today, so you can tell that he is playing Spark FC today, and in the next round I'm playing, yeah, I can't pronounce that. So, and obviously you can just keep flicking through if you want to and just see when you're playing certain teams. This does explain the rules and how much money you get at the end of the season if you win. And no matter what division you are, if you're promoted and in the top 4, you get entered into the Champions League. And I believe it's done on a level by level basis. I think it's done on a level by level basis. I don't know. You do also have a very nice, a little bit of extra stuff. You've got a top goal scorers list. I have 2 players on there, and the team I played against also has a player on there as well. Top passers, these are obviously for assists as well. And then you have top rated as well. So they're just nice other things that are on there. And the players do get an award, I think, at the end of the season for that. Transfers, I've really tried to explain transfers. I can't actually buy anyone else at the minute because my team is full. But just trying to explain the way it works. Basically, there's this guy here. I could actually win him now, but I don't have enough money. And you place the bid, and if you're the only one that's bid after the initial round, you get him. That's as simple as that. But if more people are bidding on it, then you have another round, another 30 seconds, and then it goes down to 10 seconds, I think. And then it's every 10 seconds, and then it's until someone doesn't bid, or until you're the last person who bids on that particular round. You can also set the tickets as well, and the bonuses if you want to set a win bonus for your teams for a match. I haven't done that yet. As I say, I'm only in the first league, so it's not overly necessary. You also get sponsorship, TV sponsorship, which you can unlock various other deals as you progress. Obviously just gives you money, which is up there. TV rights, these are how you earn your tokens, and obviously there's all the different things. The one you get given at the start is 1 token no matter what, so if you know you're not going to be on it that much over the month, you can just make sure that you get a token. or if you're willing to make sure you are coming back every day, then it is worth the extra 7 tokens. And you obviously also get a overview screen as well, which just shows you where you spent your money and all that stuff. I don't have I've got barely any money left, because I've spent, what have I spent? Expenditures. Well, I spent £500,000 on transfers, or over £500,000 on transfers, and I also spent nearly £250,000 on construction as well, which I will show you. So these are the various things you can upgrade. As you can see, at the minute I have an amateur stadium, which is the one up from the basic. I don't even know what the basic one is, but there is a basic one. I've got the one up from that, and that's all I've really done to the pitch, because they do take 3 days to build, plus, should I say, 3 days plus, to build various things. Yeah, so I don't have anything in first stage yet. I do have some portable toilets. Obviously these things will affect your match day income and stuff like that, so they are worth doing, and sometimes you have to upgrade in order to be able to get the more high level stuff as well. There's a car parking one. There's obviously training as well, so it helps with your training and the conditioning. At the minute I'm building a gym. That's currently what I'm doing. You can also unlock youth players as well, and the way that's determined is by obviously your infrastructure, and then it takes a certain amount of days to build up. So if I look at my youth pitch, here we go. In 24 days I'll get 2 new youth players, which I can look at and play in friendlies. The problem is, the really good ones you do get, you have to pay tokens and cash to sign them. The ones which are sort of average, or sort of like 3 stars for your level, they will be just a contract, but anything over that, I believe, you have to actually pay for as well. So, pay for in tokens, should I say. So, you know, that is one of the downsides of upgrading your youth system, but to try and make it a bit more fair, I suppose. We do also have various things. There's a referral system, your history, so your team's history, and various flags. So when you've played someone from different places, when you've gone away to someone who's in a different country, you get a flag. So I've got a Nepalese flag and an Indian flag as well, Indonesian flag, should I say. And that's about it, really. You can also buy stuff from the store, but obviously they cost a silly amount of tokens. There are obviously some official stuff as well, so there's an official Arsenal kit, for example. But as I say, they all cost tokens, and if you want tokens, you're pretty much going to have to either buy them, or if you want, you know, some of the premium stuff, you're going to have to do one of the high level token earny things. I don't know what to call them. So anyway, if you are interested in the game, then obviously do get involved with it. I will be putting my referral link in the description if you do want to do it through my referral link. If you don't, that's cool. I'm not bothered. But I'd like to, you know, I get extra stuff if you do. It's not a huge amount of rewards, is it really? No, there's not really a huge amount of rewards. I get 1 token, 2 token. Yeah, I'm only really looking at gaining at max about 10 tokens, so you know, it's not really such a big thing, but never mind. So anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if it is something you fancy doing, then you can type in Top 11 Football Manager, I think it is, or Top 11 Manager, into Google, into Facebook, or into the App Store, or iTunes, or whatever it is, and you can just download it from there. It's as simple as that. You can sign in with Facebook. I think, do you have to sign in with Facebook? I don't know if you have to sign in with Facebook or not. But yeah, there it is. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's gone on for far too long now, but that's all the information I think you could possibly want on this game. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time guys. Goodbye.